You're listening to the Manifesting Miracles podcast. By tuning in today, you're dialing into your frequency of abundance. I'm Michelle J. Lamont, your manifestation master and guide. Ever since 2016, I've been obsessively dedicating my life to uncovering, dissecting, and analyzing every aspect of the practices and modalities in which we call manifestation. You see, you are truly more powerful than you can even imagine and fully capable of manifesting miracles on the daily. I'm going to teach you how to attract a life beyond your wildest dreams using your own divine power. So let's get started manifesting your miracles right now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time for you to align with the highest and the very best version of yourself, because today is a great day to have a great day, and your spirits and your angels and your guides have directed traffic here to this podcast, Manifesting Miracles with me, Michelle Juanita Lamont. I am a manifestation master, author, speaker, coach, and award-winning podcast host and YouTuber. I'm so excited that it is your time to align with your guides and your angels and to watch the universe absolutely treat you like the beloved, the entrusted, the powerful soul that you are. And you came to Earth, the teaching planet, my beloved, to be seen, to be heard, to be actualized, to live in a vibrational state where you can manifest anything into your reality. And you want to know what the greatest thing about today is? That you and I get to spend these moments together and evolve our energetic reality. Because in every moment that you listen to one of my podcasts, that you work with me, that you are taking steps towards freeing yourself from your limited history and that reality in which you feel trapped and imprisoned, well, that's a day that your angels and your guides, your future self, your higher self, and all of your ancestral energy are celebrating and clapping. And today is that day. If this is your first time tuning in, well, you just can't tell. I'm Michelle. And this version of me is a high-functioning, high-vibrating, very, very powerful creator who is here to help you understand, dissect, and intertwine your life with the majestic reality of the magnetic version of you. Yes, my friends, you are a soul having a human experience. And here on the teaching planet, with that soul having a human experience, it is time for you to use some of these earth elements to manifest and create things into this reality. And if this is your first time tuning in, I am heard live around this little blue marble hurling through space. And in this little blue marble, about 65 countries are currently tuned in to the vibration that is Manifesting Miracles with me, Michelle J. Lamont. And if you don't know why I emphasize my middle name, I suggest that you go back and listen to episode 2. But if this is your first time, welcome, my friends. You haven't missed anything. What you need to do is go to my website and get my free ebook. It's absolutely free. You just go to my michellejlamont.com and you download the ebook, and you automatically get signed up for my newsletter, because my newsletter is chocked full of so much information, not only on the lunar cycles, the moon cycles, the sun cycles. It's absolutely free. It comes out once a week, and it's for you. So you should also go to either Spotify and give me a star rating and make sure that you're subscribed, or go to Apple iTunes and write a review. But let's get back into you and why your guides and your angels have brought you here. You see, you have been confused. You have felt disillusioned, disenchanted. You didn't know how to continue some days. And in some points and in some ways, it feels like you were depressed, or that life was just going really fucking slow. and that the torturous energy of the magnetic pull of your reality felt like you were drowning alive, and you are not. This is a fresh of breath air. Deep breath in through your nose. Breathe with me. Let's do that again. In through your nose. Out. There are elements such as air that represents communication, clarity, and even creativity to help us manifest our own reality in a high vibrational way. And I don't care what part of your spiritual journey you're on right now. I don't care whether you have no money in the bank or millions in the bank. I don't care if you have a third grade education or a double doctorate in robotic engineering with a specialty in AI. You are here in this body to experience this life through and with the power of the universe. And I call the universal energy God source energy. And today I want to go over some of the most powerful elements that you can use to manifest. We're going to be talking about earth. We're going to be talking about the air. We're going to be talking about fire. We're going to be talking about water. But we're also, if we have the time and you'll lend me your ear, I'm going to be talking about spirit and the integration. You see, my friends, I am here because I teach what I do. I am here because every single day I use one of the practices and modalities that I teach in my digital courses, that you can read about in my blogs, that you find on the podcast, or you can take in my one-on-one 6 weeks to success coaching program, a 1 hour, 2 hour call, or even take one of my live group courses. So this is the Earth Year 2023, and this is the month of May, the 8th of May. Now, I record these ahead of time, so I don't know when you'll be listening to these, but I really thought it would be important as a, a modern hippie, a Wicca witch, a manifesting manifester, a master energy, a life path 9, a Scorpio, a first generation American, a female represented in this body energy known as Michelle, to talk about these elements in a way that would help you see them as tools in your energetic tool belt in order for you to manifest things into your reality a little bit easier. So I started with asking everybody to take a deep breath. Now, when you took those deep breaths and you held it until I said release, let's do it one more time. Ready? Take a deep breath in through your nose. You're going to hold it until I say release. And 3, 2, 1. Breathing in through your nostril. Deep, deep, deep in. And slowly out. If you had a hard time doing that was only 10 seconds. It means that you're holding a lot of tension in your energy, your aura is a little bit disrupted, and that you're vibrationally not connected to your internal organs or your energetic orb light energy around you. So let's talk about what air represents. We have these earth elements, earth, air, fire, and water. But we also manifest with the spirit and the integration of those things. So let's talk about it. Air represents communication. And if you had a hard time breathing in deeply and holding it, or you have a hard time being outside or around fresh air, you might have some blockages in your throat chakra. And I want you to look up your throat chakra. Are too long to pick it up. Okay, so our throat chakra energy is our thyroid, our parathyroid, our neck, our ears, and it represents like cysts, colds, sinuses, and allergies. So on the energetic side, it's about clear communications, feelings, thoughts, creativity, speaking up, releasing, breathing life force, and healing. So if you're constantly battling allergies, if you're constantly having trouble speaking up for yourself, if you don't heal as quickly, if you have thyroid issues, if you have ear issues, if you're having neck issues, so very much could be that your chakra and your energy is out of balance within your air system and with your air energy. And so that air energy really represents that clarity and that creativity. And in order to manifest with the element of air, you could focus on your breath and breathing techniques to clear up your mind. I have a little breathing doll. It's called a Buddha Buddy, and I'm going to put it on my Amazon store as soon as I start one, which I'm starting very soon. Okay. It's in the works. And it holds for 20 seconds one color, 20 seconds the next color, 20 seconds the next color. And so it's a 60-second breathing cycle that you can do over and over again with you and your children or whatever it is. It's like $20. And it will help you get into where you're in a deeper breathing state. Your brain needs oxygen. You're just barely mouthing it. You're like, but to take long, deep, extended breaths every hour will not only help you open up that throat chakra and open up that air energy, it will also help you clear your mind and open up your aura. And it will also let you connect with your intuition, because air energy is all about that intuitive guide, that intuitive vibe, that intuitive energy. You could even start by journaling and other forms of self-expression to tap into that creativity. Neville Goddard has a great practice that I find very powerful, and I use it when I'm journaling. If you're finding that you have a lot of resistance when you're journaling, or that you can't manifest things as quickly as you want to, just go to the end part. Neville Goddard says, stop trying to figure out the how, the who, the what, the where, and the why, and just focus in on the end aspect of that reality. So what do I mean by that? Let's say that you were a TV host of a TV show, and you wanted millions of viewers, millions of dollars, and millions of followers. All your mantra would be is, I have millions of dollars, millions of followers, and what did I say? Viewers, yeah. Millions of viewers, millions of followers, and millions of dollars. Millions of viewers, millions of followers, and millions of dollars. And really sink into that with your air energy. Like, take a deep breath in. I have millions and millions of dollars, millions of followers, and millions of watchers, or whatever it is that you're wanting to do. And you only celebrate the end part. Be as delusional as you want. If you have a little problem with your delusional aspect, check out my digital course, Lucky Girl Syndrome, Fear is a Motherfucking Liar, and Dismantling Imposter Syndrome. You can either get them for 50% off by using the code PRE50, or you can get all three for $199. Now, who doesn't want that little deal? So go ahead and sign up right now at michellejlamont.com. But using that air energy to be over dramatic and really breathing into it and really feeling it is going to help you manifest things more into your reality. And trust me, when you're manifesting with the elements, you're using something that has been here. Listen carefully. You're using elements. Are you listening? I want you to pay attention. Stop doing what you're doing and listen. All we have is these 25 to 35 minutes together, baby. I need your full attention. You are using the earth elements that your ancestors used. Their dreams are whispered in the trees. Their heartaches are stomped into the ground. Their blood is spilled into the earth. And their tears are shed into the water. If you don't see the magical aspect of the universe in that way, then you need to listen to a lot more of my podcasts. You need to start reading more spiritual literature. You need to stop listening to people on social media who don't know what they're talking about and have no background, and all of a sudden just decide to give advice and create things. These are not the elements of the earth. These are the elements of capitalism. In the earth element, the earth represents, let's talk about the earth. The earth represents grounding. That means that you're equalizing and neutralizing your chakras, your energy, your history, your fears, your future, and your past and present realities, your multiple timelines. It represents stability. What's more stable than standing on the flat ground? Nothing. And abundance, because everything that comes from the earth is abundant. The flowers bloom, the birds buzz, they get their pollen from the trees, the sun shoots out gamma rays, which then propels heat and light onto the earth, which is what? Abundant. So if you want to manifest with the element of earth, you could try incorporating crystals, which I am the biggest fan of, plants, and soil into your manifestation practice. And I mean with your hands and your feet and your body. You could also focus on cultivating feelings of gratitude and abundance in your daily life, as these emotions are closely associated with the beautiful earth element. Now, I don't know if you know of the practice called earthing. Earthing, I've talked about on many of my podcasts, how you put your feet into the earth every single day for 90 seconds, saying, I clear my chakras, I release fear, I release doubt, I release insecurity. And whether it's a bucket of sand or a bunch of dirt that you just bought because it's too cold where you live and you can't stand in the snow, or it's too hot, you can put it into a little bucket. One of the things that I used to do before I manifested my dream house, and people would come over and think that I was crazy, but guess what? I live in a house on the water with dolphins in my backyard, and they're still living where they're living. I had a bucket of sand, and every time I would get overwhelmed or sad or depressed, I would go and stand in my bucket of sand and tell the earth, bring me to the beach. Bring me to the beach, bring me to the beach, bring me to the beach, bring me to the beach. And I would calm myself down. I remember one particular time, my ex-husband was in a particularly cruel mood. And one of the things that he used to do to demoralize me was weigh me. Yeah, that's true. And so I had a very bad eating disorder because he didn't want somebody who looked fat. Even though I was the skinniest I've ever been in my life when I was married to him, it was something that was very hard. And so on this particular day, he was also my employee our entire marriage. He hired somebody who was very, very slight. And she was a sweet person and very kind and very nice. And all he could talk about was her, day in and day out. And I came home, I was very stressed out, I was crying, I felt so bad about myself. I would just stand in the mirror and hit my body. And I would hit my thighs and hit my stomach and hit my arms and tell them how terrible they were and how much they had disappointed me. And I remembered that one time I was standing in the mirror and I couldn't stop hitting myself, that I needed to go get some sand. And I went out to the garage and I stood in my bucket of sand and I wrapped my arms around myself. And I said, one day you'll be on the beach. One day you'll be on the beach. One day you'll be on the beach. And I hear the garage door swing right open. What are you doing? You're never gonna live on the beach. You're such a stupid, blankety blank fucking cunt, fat whore, bitch, whatever the fuck the rant was going to be that night about my disgusting ass. And I picked up that sand and I didn't know what I was doing, and I put it in a little pouch and I would carry it with me everywhere I went. And every time I would hear more derogatory things about my appearance, I would touch the sand and ground myself. And eventually, these little things that he was doing couldn't affect me anymore. You see, when you're involved with a narcissist, they just up the ante every single time. And I forgive him and myself. And I forgive myself because I didn't love myself. Because when you truly are in love with yourself, you would not allow these types of things to become your reality. So when I later learned about earthing and grounding, it made such perfect sense. And so you can use those earth elements to bring things into your reality. And let me explain to you a little bit further in depth from that to help you on the money vibe. So there's another practice that wizards usually recommend, not witches, but wizards, that's called money earth. And if you haven't heard of it, that's okay. That's why you're listening to this phenomenal podcast, to help you expand your reality. And so money earth means that you would go to a financial institution of any kind, a bank of any kind, a financial institution, a credit union, and take about a cup and a half of dirt from the financial institution. Why? It's radiating money. It's literally 24 hours a day having money. I've also done this. I live in a very swanky neighborhood where the houses in my neighborhood start at about, I think, $900,000, and the most expensive one is across the street for me and on this street, and it's 1.2 million. And you can take rich people's earth energy. So you can go over to their backyard and just scoop out. I mean, obviously that's trespassing and it's probably criminal against the law, but if you are by someone's house and you just pick up a little bit of their dirt and put it in a little Ziploc baggie, I'm sure they won't mind. The earth is going to replenish itself. The grass is going to replenish itself. You can do this when you're walking your dog, etc. And then you're going to take that money and you're going to rub it all through your receiving hand over and over and over again. And go ahead and put the light code number 888 on that hand. Rub it in that receiving hand. Rub it. Just put it between your fingers. Put it in to say your absolute highest version, what the end result, like Neville Goddard said to do, is going to be. So, I have unlimited wealth. I can spend on anything I want. Every day money flows to me. Every single day money is my best friend. Every day money is flowing to me in usual and fun, creative ways. Whatever it is that your money is, and you're going to enchant that earth energy, then you're going to put it in some sort of container and in your money corner. There you go. Ha, ha, ha. How about that one? Now, the next one that we're going to talk about is fire. Fire, 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 fire. You're fire, bitch. You are fucking fire. You are fire. You are fire. You are fucking fire. You know why? Because your guides and your angels have guided you over here to this podcast to transform your emotional intelligence, to raise your energetic vibration, and to allow you to really create in this mystical, magical universe in which we are now living in. But what does fire represent in manifesting? Well, it is, if you can't tell, fucking passion, baby. It's passion, it's transformation, and it's action. I'm a Scorpio, which means that I am the only sign that has both elements, two elements in it, fire and water. That's right. So in the Scorpios, we came here to reach our lowest lows, so don't feel bad about anything you ever heard that has ever happened to me. Just because I'm emotional, recalling something doesn't mean that I'm stuck in it or painful. It's more about me remembering how Michelle used to live and how Michelle used to vibrate, and I feel so bad for that version of her, but she's no longer having to deal with that, so she's a happy cappy, right? All right, so when we're talking about fire, to manifest with the element of fire, you really need to start understanding how to use candles and other sources of light to symbolize and use that as your intention to ignite that inner desire and that inner fire. I have a candle practice every single Sunday. I do one for all my listeners, so continue to listen, and I'm shedding energy to you. I do it for everybody who has ever exchanged vibrational money for me. I do a money candle for you every single Sunday, and then I do one for myself and for my reality. I love working with candles. It's one of my favorite elements, and for me, a candle works super fucking fast, especially if you know what you're doing, and I know what I'm doing. So you can use those to because you're going to be, you think about it as you're gazing in, and if you want to just know a simple way to use candles, let's just talk about it one simple way. Decide on the color candle that you're going to be using, whether it's going to be for money or for love or forgiveness or for peace or for abundance or for prosperity or for transformation or to make you closer to your higher self, to make you closer to your higher calling, to get you on your life path. There's a candle color for every single thing, and if you've taken any of my classes, you already know those things. Otherwise, you can Google them. So let's say you find your perfect candle color, and white will work for any color. Remember, you want a pillar candle or taper candle. And then you're going to set your intention that during the life of the candle, and I'm not going to go into all of the different ways to use it, all the elements and how to protect it and set it and all that. We don't have time for that. So all you're going to be doing is, when you're doing this, is you're going to set the intention of that desire, and then you're going to stare into the blaze of the candle and will it to come and allow it to come. Say, I allow whatever. Like, let's say that you had a terrible divorce and you hadn't forgiven your ex partner, spouse, whatever it is, and you don't know what to do because you just have so much vitriol and animosity, and they're parenting terrible, or they're just being just shady as fuck. Well, maybe you want peace for your child. All right, you don't want your child to have to suffer through this broken relationship, because that's really shitty. So let's say that you're praying for, or you're meditating for peace for the relationship, and you're using a white candle, since white can be used for anything. You're going to set the intention. You're going to say their name, like, let's just say I can't say my ex's name. Let's just say, make up a name. Let's say my ex's name was Jamal. I set the intention for peace with Jamal and I and our family. I set the intention that this will be transmuted. I tear up all old agreements of vitriol, anger, and hostility. I release you from our old contracts and our old bonds. I allow love to come into this relationship for our child. You can sit there and continuously speak into that fire, because fire is fucking transformation, baby. That's how you transform everything. That's why I have so many fire practices in my routines, and I talk so much about transformation in my classes and for fire. You would also take inspired action towards your goals and focus on cultivating with a sense of passion and purpose in your life. Because fire is passion and purpose, and you set those goals and intention, and boom, 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 the things start to roll. Now let's talk about water, right? Because if you've listened to my episode, and I'm going to have to wrap it up, I thought I would have enough time to talk about the others, but I don't want to hold you. Water represents emotions, and so Scorpio is both fire and water, and there's water signs and fire signs, and then there's the air sign and the earth signs, and we love you all. I love all of you, and in case nobody told you today, I want you to take this in. Just take a minute right now. Hear this with both ears. I love you. I love you. You are loved. You are known. You are worthy. And let's talk about the emotional representation of water and how they will flow. So water represents emotions, intuition, and motherfucking flow, right? We in flow. How are we in flow? Because we know. Just like that movie Soul, it's like when you're in the flow, everything's just going and vibing, right? So if you've listened to my episode, I believe it's 19, Hidden Messages in Water, you already know the science behind your ability to change the molecular structure of water with your own intentions. It's true. This has been repeated. This is undisputed in science, Dr. Emoto's findings. So, to manifest with the element of water, you can always make moon water. You can do spiritual baths. You can incorporate water into your manifestation practices in your shower. You can visualize your intentions washing over you. You see, there's certain times when your brain just goes into that theta state. Like, have you ever been driving and you park your car and you don't remember driving to that place because you've just done it so many times and you were on autopilot? Well, you should have been manifesting when that happened. You should have been repeating your intentions the whole way. But if you're listening to this podcast, it's even better. I love that for you and for us. But you could also do it in the shower. So when you're in the shower, it sets off that same I drove in a zombie state ideology in your brain. And that powerful water coming down all over you, you can say, I'm washing my body head to toe in abundance, or I'm showered with money, I'm showered with love, I'm showered with opportunities, I'm showered with abundance. And go ahead and visualize the money raining down on you, or the lover coming up behind you and washing your back. And look at their if you want to be married, that they have a wedding ring on, or if you want to be pregnant, that you're pregnant, and feel that belly there, bustling with that little baby growing inside. Maybe it's that you want to feel youthful, touch your body and say, my knees are restored, my hips are restored, my back. If you want perkier boobs, press on those. If you want a bigger dick, do the same shit, because you're the creator of your reality and you can expand on anything that you want or retract. So you can use these different times and modalities and ways. Now, personally, you'll never find me drinking out of anybody else's water bottle if I can help it. I carry around my own glass water bottle that I have cleared, protected, and crystallined. And then I put intentions on it and I take it wherever I go. I don't care if you know what I'm doing or not. So you can focus on cultivating a sense of emotional balance and flow in your life by using the water element in your reality. The balance between the harmonies of all of these elements will really be useful in your manifesting practice. And I really suggest that you dive deep into connecting with the earth elements, earth, air, fire, and water. And you can also obviously incorporate meditation. And let me explain something to you. You cannot do meditation wrong. Say that with me. I cannot meditate wrong. Say it again. I cannot meditate wrong. One more time. I cannot meditate wrong. Do you want to know when meditation doesn't work? I'm gonna give it to you straight. Here is the time when meditation will not work. When you don't fucking do it. That's it. That's it. Did you hear me? That's fucking it. That is motherfucking it. Okay? If you do not meditate, you are not going to be able to focus in and have a clear direction of the things that you want. You know why? Because your brain is going to go back to the old motherfucking programming. I'm a loser. Nobody would do this. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not rich enough. I don't look like those influencers. I don't have this talent. I don't have this education. I don't have any support system. No one's going to help me. I've got to feed my kids. I can't go after my dreams. All of those low vibrational elements are going to become part of your natural reality. But when you meditate and you start to clear all away all of that garbage and you focus in on the elements and you're in harmony with yourself and the environment, and you focus on cultivating a sense of interconnectionness and unity with all of creation, why let it go to waste? Why would you not use all of the elements that the Creator decided were most important for us to have? There's nothing here that isn't useful. Nothing. And you are part of that. You are worthy, you are useful, you are capable, you are intelligent, you are known, you are loved, you are a motherfucking manifester, motherfucker! And your angels and your guides believe in you as much as I do. I want to see you happy. I want to see you booked, busy, and in demand just like me. Now, no matter what you do for the rest of the day, I want you to think about this, and I want you to think about yourself in the shower, listening to my podcast, manifesting your dreams, and give me a little love. Go to iTunes and write me a review. It matters so, so, so much. Please, if you're one of the people who are sharing my podcast on your social media, let me tell you something. I love you. Thank you. God bless you. If you made a TikTok about me, thank you so much. If you did an Instagram post about me, you don't know what that means to me. I literally put my hands on my heart and I say your name 5 times. I'm like, angels bless, blah, blah, blah. Angels bless, blah, blah, blah. Angels bless, blah, blah, blah. It means so much to me, because I can only help people who find out about the podcast. So please text it to your friends, put it in your group shots, in your group chats. If you work in a company, send it to HR and say, hey, could we get her as one of our guest speakers one time? See what you can do to help grow this podcast, because between me and you, we can conquer anything and we can allow the universe to do it, but I can only help the people who find the podcast. And I just want this to be an organically grown podcast, and it is. In October will be my year 3, but we are at 2 years and change, 2 years and 5 months. And we have hit 240,000 listens. And let me tell you something, that is a feat. That is a feat. I'm consistently in the top 10 and the top 5% of iTunes. And there's over 200,000 podcasts in my category. There is a reason that your angels and your guides led you to this podcast. And I want you to start manifesting your reality into the highest level. I love you. You are worthy and you are blessed. So let's say it together now. If this is your first time tuning in, we have something that we close with, and it's 6 little words. Everything is always working out for me. So let's say it all together 3 times. Everything is always working out for me. Again, everything is always working out for me. Like you mean it. Everything is always working out for me. Everything, everything, everything. Everything is always working out for me now. I love you. I love you. I love you. Please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out my digital courses. But more than anything, listen to one of these podcasts and suggest it and send it to a friend. Thank you. I love you. And until next time, go and manifest your miracles today. Thanks for listening to this episode of Manifesting Miracles. Now it's time for you to take action. I invite you to hang out with me just a little bit more by signing up for my newsletter. You'll get instant exclusive access to the practices that will chart your own path to abundance and yes, spark that highest version of you. Head to the show notes right now so you don't miss a thing. Now listen, I fucking believe in you. And it's now time for you to win, win, win! Yes! Yes!